Globalization, today's key word. The only rational view is to accept it as an emerging and powerful global reality which has a momentum of its own. Our job as an independent nation or state is to ensure that we maximize the advantage for our country and minimize the risks. As an outcome of rapid change in global and Indian scenario, there was a need for a shrinkage of distance among the people and the government due to technological changes in communication and closer integration of the entire system. Thus evolved a demand for e-governance.
The year 2002, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or the Department of Company Affairs as it was then called, was faced with certain problems. The main problem was of providing regulatory services to nearly 750,000 corporate entities in the country.
Because of the number of companies and the size of the documents, there used to be truckloads of documents filed every year with the registrar.
Globalization, the international competitiveness, interest shown by a number of foreign companies in India did raise the level of expectations of the stakeholders.
Lot more number of companies being formed, and then there is a need to have a mechanism to take them into the incorporation to the liquidation phase.
The main business drivers were slow manual collection and verification process, unmanageable situation during peak filing season, information availability to stakeholders time-consuming and inaccurate. Payments were to be made in person, only cash or demand draft accepted, not even checks.
The interface between the government office and the public has been reduced to zero.
At the highest level, the Cabinet Secretary himself took a lot of meetings with secretaries, telling them to use IT in their working. For the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, this was it. It was MCA 21, which had to be implemented.
Previously, all the interaction between the corporates and the ministry used to be done in a very physical manner. And one of the key drivers was to change that from a physical model into a totally online interaction.
It is not a question of issuing some, bringing in certain machines, certain desktops, or bringing certain functionalities within the e-governance mode. Here it was thinking that the technology support being available, let us think of a service delivery, an outcome-focused project, and that's how MCA 21 came up.
Under this project, all the filings of more than 67 forms which are prescribed under the Companies Act has been made electronic.
Sometimes to file a return, especially on the last date or the day before, the queues used to go around the block 2 or 3 times. So all of that is now a thing of the past.
MCA 21 is a modernization and computerization program of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, envisaging electronic filing of company documents through a paperless process. Innovative e-governance initiative. Continuous repositioning of MCA through a service-oriented approach. Delivery of government services through technology enablement. Citizen or stakeholder-centric friendly service delivery.
The job of developing the project and helping to manage the bid process was given to the NISG.
We had a ministry which was extremely progressive. Administratively, it was managed very well. From a domain side, from the legislation side, we had fantastic people who were able to understand the changes which were required and we were able to make it done.
The changes were enabled through public-private partnership, boot, build, own, operate and transfer model with total service and outcome orientation, service level agreements, project monitoring by external auditors or reviewers.
A lot of coordination which is required between the TCS and our own offices, what is the progress of scanning in the 20 offices all over India, whether they are ready for the scanning, are the scanning machines available, and is the space available for scanning. So there was a need to coordinate it. So we decided that we would have the boot operators, that is the Tata consultancies on one side of the table and the department on the other, and I have to preside over the meeting.
The TCS is the operator and the ministry is the client, is the owner of the program. Both have worked together in a partnership mode to take it to the position where it is today.
What about the data which is already there, which has been there in the last, say, 40 years or 50 years? For this, we created a major digitization project by which 45 million pages of about 750,000 companies were scanned. All the data was meticulously taken by the ministry, the ROC officials, and our people sat together with them, indexed it, and then cleaned it, and then scanned it, verified it, and after verification uploaded into the central electronic repository.
So it sets the ball rolling that the PPP model is a viable model in which in procurement of equipment, services, delivery timelines, you have the benefits of the private sector coming in, and as the owner of the project, you are in a position to drive the project to deliver what it is intended to deliver.
The challenges faced and surmounted. Pioneering first of its kind project with no references or templates. Short time span for implementation. Change management of the ministry employees or stakeholders. Absence of strong end user organization or body.
A lot of people felt a little resentful. They said, that means you're going to lay off us. We said, no, you're not. We're going to redeploy you in some other capacity.
Since this had been done by investing the time and effort required, therefore the implementation happened very quickly, and in fact the entire implementation was completed in 77 weeks from start to finish.
Keeping all these factors in view, MCA 21 was conceived as a holistic end-to-end service delivery project.
We started on 1st March 2005. We rolled out in a pilot location